Hello, everybody. All right, so we've created our ending credit sequence, but now we want to add a title to the beginning of our video. But we started our video at exactly the 0 mark. So this is kind of one of the stranger features in Premiere Pro, and it's kind of annoying, but this is how this is going to work. So let me show you why we can't just do what we've been doing and add a basic title. So if I do this, it's going to erase the titles and the work I already have there. And it's actually not going to start at the beginning, the very beginning before the video, before the actual movie starts. And that's not what I want. So I'm going to go back and we're actually going to exit out and go right back to our editing screen. So here's how you're going to add a title if you need to insert a title into your timeline somewhere. So what we have to do is we have to go to File and then New, and you'll see this right here. It's called a legacy title. So this was how we used to have to create titles before the newer Creative Cloud edition of Premiere Pro. So right here you've got your width, your height, which is your video settings, and your frame rate and all that. None of that matters, but I'm going to name this title as Opening Title. Click OK. And now I get this really fancy title editor, okay? And I'm going to click and drag here, and then I'm going to change my center alignment. And really, I've got all of the same options that I have in that other title editor, but you're going to see here in a second that this title is going to go to a different spot than what we had been doing. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the name of my movie here. So I'm just going to call it Shots Demo. Okay. And, you know, you can change the font and all that. Honestly, right now, I think that just works. That looks good to me. I don't really feel the need to change it at all. I'm just going to move it to where it's kind of in the center of the frame there. So, and you can align it perfectly right down here. You'll see this center, and you can click here, and then it'll put it exactly in the middle of your frame. But that looks good to me. So for right now's purposes, we're going to go ahead and say OK. When we're done, we click Exit here. Now in your project window where we had all of our footage, you're going to see that title is in there. It's right here. And if I double click it, it opens up the title editor again. So we have to click and drag it into our window. So and now I can go ahead and make it as long or as short as I want. If you see, I can drag this basically for eternity. I can drag this marker, but I don't want to do that. I just want it to be 5 seconds long. So I'm going to go all the way to the beginning, and I'm going to mark in, and then I'm going to grab my mark out spot here and move it to where it's exactly at 5 and make sure. All right. And now I can do what I had been doing, and I'm going to insert it right here at the beginning. So all I need to do is click Insert, and there we go. Now, if I go back to the beginning, you can see I've got my 5-second title. All right. And then our video plays. And then we have our ending credits. So looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and mark in and then go all the way to the end and mark out on my timeline. And I'm going to, at this point, since I'm just about ready to export, I'm almost at that export step. But the first thing I want to do before I export anything is I want to render the entire video. So I'm going to go ahead and render in and out. And this is going to prepare my video for exporting. So sometimes, guys, just a heads up, this can take a long time. I think we should be good for this video. I think it's only going to take about 30 seconds. Okay, and you'll notice that this bar right here that's above our timeline has changed from yellow to green. So that's a good sign. That means everything rendered correctly. So now what I can do is I can go to File. I'm going to go to Export. And I'm going to go ahead and click Export Media. Okay. Whoop. So you can see here I can view pretty much my whole sequence. And you can do source range, you can do entire sequence, you can do work area, custom, sequence in and out. I'm going to go ahead and just do the entire sequence. That way I know I'm getting everything that I wanted in there. All right, we're going to change our format here to H.264. This is really the best format for any sort of video stuff. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and change to H.264. Okay, and then we can change our preset. We've got all sorts of options here. We can match the source. We could change it to some sort of mobile. Just match the source, guys. Match the source high bit rate. That's going to be good. And then you really don't need to check off any other things. Everything else looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and click this export button. And this will take a few seconds, but as soon as it's done, we should have a nice video at the end. All right, so the video's just finished exporting, so I can go ahead and go to my documents where I have it saved. I'm going to click in here. All right, here's what it is. I did not give it a good file name. That's on me. But if I go ahead and click this, you'll see that it opens up in my media player, and it's full 1080p, so it's going to be very, very big. So I'm going to, there we go, shrink it down. And we can go ahead and watch this thing go all the way through. And that's it, guys. Looks pretty good to me. So we're almost to the end of this project, and once again, I can't wait to see how your edits go.